Good morning, Teresa Mann. We're going to talk today about a couple of different topics. First, we'll talk about some early signs of dementia, and then in the second part of the show, we're going to talk about how we can live to be 90 or beyond and be healthy. Let's look at the 11 early signs of dementia. Dementia does more than just rob people of their money. Research continues to show that this complicated condition is marked by a number of symptoms, especially at the onset. But they're not always easy to recognize. From frequent falling to failing to recognize sarcasm, some of dementia's early warning signs are subtle. How can you know if you or a loved one are showing signs of Alzheimer's disease or another form of dementia? Any change that is different from a person's usual behavior or abilities could be a cause for concern. Take a look at some of the early signs of dementia. You may be surprised. First is frequent falling. Constantly tripping over your own 2 feet? Everyone falls now and then, but frequent falling could be an early sign of Alzheimer's disease, according to new research. 2 is missing sarcasm. You may or may not appreciate a sarcastic sense of humor, but sarcasm is a part of our culture. So if you're missing the point in some of the conversations around you, you might be concerned. Number 3 is a disregard for the law. Some younger people in the beginning stages of early onset dementia lose their sense of social norms. Shoplifting, breaking into someone's house, and inappropriate interpersonal behaviors, such as sexual comments or actions, all make the list of surprising dementia symptoms, and they can lead to legal troubles too. Number 4 is staring. Reduced gaze is a clinical term for the dementia symptoms that alters a person's ability to move their eyes normally. We all move our eyes and track with them frequently, but people who show early signs of dementia look like they're staring a lot. Number 5 is eating objects. One surprising early sign of dementia is eating non-food objects or foods that are rancid or spoiled. This is partly because the person forgets what to do with the things that are in front of them. For example, dementia patients might try to eat the flower in a vase in a restaurant on a restaurant table because they know they're there to eat, but they don't know what the flower is doing there. Number 6 is losing knowledge. Now and again, most people find themselves desperately searching for the right word. In fact, failing to find the word that you're thinking of is surprisingly common and not necessarily a sign of dementia. But losing knowledge of objects, not just what they're called, but also what they're used for, is an early dementia symptom. Number 7 is losing empathy. If someone who is usually sweet, considered impolite, starts to say insulting or inappropriate things and shows no awareness of their inappropriateness or concern or regret about what they've said, they could be exhibiting an early sign of dementia. Number 8 is ignoring embarrassment. Being unable to recognize how others feel about a situation isn't the only social cue dementia patients miss. People with dementia symptoms may also lose the ability to understand embarrassment for themselves or others. Number 9 is compulsive ritualistic behaviors. One sign of dementia that most people don't expect is the need to complete extreme rituals or compulsive behaviors. So if you find someone repeatedly buying something that they no longer need or hoarding things that they've never done before, you might want to be concerned. Number 10 is money troubles. One of these classic early signs of Alzheimer's disease is an increasing difficulty with money management. This might start off as having trouble balancing a checkbook or keeping up with expenses or bills. But as the disease progresses, poor financial decisions are often made across the board. And finally, difficulty speaking. It is a bad sign when people who used to be fluent and could speak smoothly stop being able to produce language in that way. The bottom line is that dementia is a complicated disease, and the symptoms are often difficult to recognize because we don't see them all at the same time. We see one behavior at a time and we tend to ignore or excuse it away as just another sign of aging. Unfortunately, it could be something more serious, and it's not just seen in the elderly. It can be seen with people in their early 30s and 40s. Right now, there is no cure for Alzheimer's disease and other forms of dementia. However, if diagnosed early, there are a number of options for treating this disease. So if you are experiencing any of these problems, or if you have a loved one who is, by all means, please see your doctor. Let's take a break here at Teresa Man, and when we return, we're going to talk about how to live longer and be healthy. So don't go away. We'll be right back. Now let's talk about how to live a long and healthy life. One of the reasons for this particular topic is because I attended my 50th year class reunion this past weekend. I'm not sure where 50 years has gone, but I can tell you that it went quickly. One point during the evening, I leaned over to my husband and said, "Do these people look old, or is it just me?" Well, being the clever man that he is, he says, "Yes, they do, except for you, of course, dear." Isn't he a sweetheart? However, after looking around the room at all these older people, I decided a little information about how to live long and be healthy, might be in order. I don't know about you, but I'm trying to stay healthy as I go through this aging process. Fabulous life expectancy news says that the odds are increasing that you'll see the other side of 90. Look out, world. The number of non-agenarians, people in their 90s, has tripled according to government research. At 90, your body's real age could be 70-ish. At 100, you could be a sharp and active 80-something. That's the point, of course, is to live longer and to be healthy. If you intend to live forever, well, maybe. The key is to live healthfully now. Here are the top 10 steps in reaching 90 in good health and great shape. First is to stay active. That daily 30-minute walk is vital at keeping you young. Second is to get enough of these to keep body and brain humming. Whole grains, fruits, and vegetables. Vitamin D3, recommended dosage of 1,000 to 1,200 IUs daily after age 60. DHA omega-3s or fish oil, recommended dosage of 600 to 900 milligrams a day. And a low-dose aspirin. But before you take the aspirin, make sure that you talk with your doctor first. Number 3 is to get next to none of these: saturated fats, trans fats, added sugars. If you're not reading labels, now's a good time to start. I even have my husband reading labels. You'll remember he's the ho-ho and ding-dong kind of guy. However, I'm still trying to train him to eat healthier. It's a challenge most days. Number 4 is sleep 7.5 hours to 8 hours a night, every night. 5 is to manage stress. Do some yoga, learn to meditate, or take 2 10 or 15-minute deep breaths daily. Also, you might learn, we've talked about stress before, is when people ask you to do something, learn to say no to family and friends and even your employer when they ask you to take on more than you're comfortable with. Number 6 is to not smoke. If you do smoke, try quitting, or at least reduce the number of cigarettes you smoke each day. Number 7 is to stimulate your brain. Do puzzles, learn languages, and take on new challenges. Stay sharp with things like, crossword puzzles, Sudoku. We've learned to play that. It's pretty challenging in most of them that I've done anyway. Number 8 is support village movements, such as the Helping Neighbors program that let people live independently at home. There's a lot of things you can do to get involved in your community. Number 9 is to harass your legislators to get health costs under control and affordable. At some point, you'll need it. There are a number of ways that you can help reduce your own health care costs, and that's by staying healthy. Number 10, and the last one, is to move to North Dakota, Hawaii, or California. They're meccas for 90-year-olds. Well, I don't know about you. I might consider moving to Hawaii, but North Dakota or California, I don't think so. The bottom line is that most of this is common sense, and what it really amounts to is you're taking better care of yourself. If you make some healthy choices now, you can then plan on blowing out more than 90 candles on your birthday cake. And the good news is that once you hit 90, your average life expectancy is 95. Isn't that exciting? Here's a brief update before we finish the show on flu shots. For those of you looking to get your flu shots early this year, the health department has received flu vaccine for adults, both the regular and high dose for seniors. The flu vaccine for children should be here in a few weeks. Flu shots are available at the health department in Warsaw, Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 11:30 and 1 to 4 p.m. in the afternoon. No appointments are necessary. We will also offer flu shots in Lincoln on September 7th from 8:30 to 11 at the Lincoln Senior Housing, and in Cole Camp on September 13th from 8 a.m. to noon at St. Paul's Lutheran Church and at the Retirement Center from 1 to 2 in the afternoon. Additional flu clinics will be announced as they're available. So that's all we have today, for today. So until next week, be happy and stay healthy.